Mhm.
Well, mm.
Anybody else on?
No. Um, and I'm looking at my uh, whoops, I may have um, I put my phone on airplane mode so I wouldn't get any calls. I don't know if that put my whole system on airplane mode. I just took myself off of it. And um,
My friend
I
John
am,
said, my friend John said he was getting on the call about 5 minutes ago, and he's not on the participant list here, so I'm not sure.
um,
He's trying to get on.
yep.
He said link is
I
not working for. He said the link is not working for him either.
Oh, well, shoot. Okay. Um, um,
I'm going to see
I
if I can.
went live on YouTube just in case people are going to try to access me that way. And um, I don't know if you can hear the 3 leaf blowers in my background.
A little
If you
bit, yeah.
can't, that's huh?
I can hear a little bit.
Um, that's too bad. Um, I feel like I'm shouting over top of them right now. Um, it
Let
seems
me
as
try to give John that link that you gave me a minute. I'm going to go off.
sounds good.
Hmm.
Well, I'm uh
He said he's on YouTube now.
oh, well, I don't see anybody on YouTube, so I
And I
don't know
just
how.
forwarded him the link that you sent me. So I'm thinking that probably
Yeah,
there's a number of people trying to get on from that
I
link.
yeah. Um I just got one from another person who said they can't get on. So this is going to turn into something I didn't want it to turn into here, which is techno problems. I have no idea why that link is not valid the way I sent it out. So um, um, I am perplexed. And then with the leaf blower in the background, I am moderately annoyed and um, I am I'm not used to doing a Zoom with a live YouTube, so I
Okay.
don't know how that's gonna work. Um,
So John
so
is on YouTube, but you don't see him. He just told me
I
he's
don't.
on YouTube.
Well, hi, John. I don't see you at all, so I don't
Okay.
know how it actually works. So, oh, there's a John that just showed up in my waiting room. John
Yeah.
Hitt. Well,
John Hitt. John Hitt. Yeah.
he's joining us now, which means I think he's not on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I think I can't see participants who are on YouTube. Hello, John.
Hello, Sharif. Hey, Mark.
Hi, John.
I'm apologetic around the fact that we are having a major techno snafu. I've got 10 people who said, "Oh yeah, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there," and so and I thought even more would show up. Hang on.
I'm surprised you're not getting more emails.
Yeah, I'm not getting any. So and then my John is showing up. He called and said he
Oh, there he is.
had techno difficulties. So I am seriously perplexed here. And I'm not quite sure what to do about that. So
you're live on YouTube right now?
I'm still live on YouTube.
It's live on YouTube.
And I thought that YouTube would give me a count of some kind. And I'm not seeing any kind of a count. I thought that YouTube would give me this is gonna freak me out here. Okay.
Replay.
So I'm looking at YouTube now, and I'm seeing that it has me on a 5-second delay, which is really weird. John Daggett, I can't see you at all. I think you don't have your screen on.
Actually, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
I have my screen on, but it's just, I'm going to where it says, hi, it says show self view, and I click it and nothing shows up. And I have clicked stop video. I practiced last night with Barb's video, Zoom, and I got my picture to show, but I'm just blanked out.
Well, nothing is surprising me today. You name it, it's happening right now. Including 3 leaf blowers. I am do you have your stop video on?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
No.
At the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I see it.
Left-hand side, you see stop video?
Yep.
Go ahead and stop it. And
okay,
then start it up.
Okay, I did that.
Okay.
When I stop it, it puts my name in black. I mean in white.
Right.
And then when I click it off, maybe if I go up here now and try this.
Is there a shutter closed? Sometimes the shutter at the camera, maybe.
There you go. Nope. No, it's open.
Okay, and just go ahead and start your video again. So at least I see your square there. Well, I am.
Oh, wait a minute. Now something.
Okay. Yeah.
Whoopee.
There you go. Just in time for me to probably call this thing a bust. I've been communicating with folks who said, "Oh yeah, I'll see you on the call in a few minutes," and they're not here. The 10 people who said they're going to be on are not here. I have no idea why the other link didn't work. I have no idea why they start 3 leaf blowers right when I start talking. So this is a vast conspiracy.
That's what I think. I think it's absolutely, it's definitely, it has all the earmarks.
Yep. And so, there are 2 things that I/we can do. One is to talk to the recording, which I'm not recording right now. And then it'll be on the exercise will be on the recording. The other is just, do this next time. Although I don't know where the problem is.
Well, Sharif, if you take us through, the hour long that you were planning, then it'll be recorded, and then the others can access it at least, and you won't lose a week of.
But the problem is twofold, actually, come to think of it, because none of you were on the first call. Okay, and so we were just going to build from the first call.
I did watch your video. I mean, your recording of it.
Yeah, well, number one, thank you. Number 2,
I watched the recording as well of the first one.
Okay. So, but then the second part is I'm trying to find the way to build the energy across platforms. Like I would like to have us all in the same room at the same time within 20 feet of each other. Okay. Now that's going to start building the Holonic consciousness. Having a same time in different places stretches it out. Having us in different places at different times stretches it out as probably as far as you can. And so, I'm open to suggestions. This is exactly what I had not planned for. One of the things that I've been doing is using StreamYard as my platform. And I don't know whether this is just a major Zoom glitch that won't let me do what I need to do, or what.
It may be we need to regroup. We need to regroup.
Well, there's that. Yeah. I am I'm not as surprised at the glitch as I am at the people who are not crowding my phone. I just got one more person saying it's not working, so let me send her the link.
Mark, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you listen to obviously you listened to the crickets?
Yes.
To me, at least it could have been my audio, but it sounded like a washing machine with some people talking in the back. I couldn't tell when the crickets started and when they stopped. Could you?
I couldn't either.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I could hear. I would agree that the wall of sound, as you described, had sounded like there was some talking or whatever, but the crickets were definitely
but you heard talking
in the recording that I was listening to.
I could distinguish the crickets, but when you were indicating up and down, I didn't,
Right.
I wasn't able to distinguish that out of the recorded.
Yeah.
But so when you did the exercise, you could hear the cricket chirping 3 times and then 5 times, and then you could hear that. And so John,
Maybe it's my ears, but I did have my hearing aids on, and it sounded like one constant chirp.
you've got hearing aids. Yes,
Yeah.
that can flatten sound. So, oh, y'all are just posing all sorts of loops for me here.
Sorry.
And Robin is calling me. Okay, so no, don't call me. I'm just going to send her the link. I'm going to call today a bust. To Robin. New link. Da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, so I'll have to think about the hearing aid factor. It's not easy to hear. I mean,
I actually could take my hearing aids out. I don't have that impaired hearing. I was just told at my age that if I don't start getting them, my brain's going to start not listening real. And so I got the damn things about 2 months ago, and I'm still getting used to them. So I could try listening without the hearing aids, but it literally I couldn't differentiate between the different cricket things up and down. I felt I was in a washing machine of sound.
You're right. That's one of the things that actually hearing aids are good for, but for getting you all the sound, okay? Yeah. But not good for, I mean, if my crickets had been at a professional recording studio, I would have had different tracks, and then I could emphasize this track and de-emphasize. I just took my phone out and stuck it out on a stump and got some crickets, you know. So so here comes Robin. So we'll just kind of see how all that goes. Hi, Robin. We are in the middle of a bust right now.
No, I've been on YouTube and I've been able to watch and hear everything. And Ursula's in there also. So I'm going to go over there and send her a message and chat with this new.
Can I do that? I can. Okay. Can I go to YouTube and just send a chat?
Yeah, I think so.
Can I send a chat through? Maybe I can send it right through Zoom here.
Ursula, if you're still watching, the new link, because we could hear you everything.
Okay, but you can't talk. So why don't you go back, and if you can bring Ursula in, that would be good.
I'll try.
And if you can't, I'm gonna okay, it says meeting chat. Let me put the good link. This is okay, and done. Now this is close to the opposite of what I had planned. So we're going to decide or dump out within 10 minutes, and that will maybe give other people the opportunity to at least come in and say, I was here. I see something on the YouTube. Click. Okay. That just gets me into the YouTube channel, and I don't want to do that, so I'm coming back to
Okay. There are a couple of other people on YouTube now also. So I put the new link in there.
okay. So I put it in Zoom, and I also put it in if anybody is emailing me or texting me. Let me see about texts.
I did. So while you're doing that, I want to talk to the other people who had hearing aids. So I did it with and without my hearing aids, and you can hear the thread of the cricket, but it's just this little different sound. The big sound is there in the background. It's like a whoa, 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 weird sound, but there is a cricket line in there if you listen carefully.
Was it with hearing aids in or out that you could hear it?
I did it both ways.
Did it work both ways for you?
Yeah.
I felt I was in a sound washing machine.
Yeah, but there's a higher pitch little thread that's running through there.
Okay.
And it stops and it starts and it stops. It's a real irregular. It's not in a distinct pattern. It's just coming and going. So you breathe out whenever you hear it, and then when it pauses, then you take an in-breath.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'll give it another go.
Okay, cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, I actually, so my plan today was for us to do that, to start with the cricket. And I don't know whether it would sound better if we I don't know if it would sound better if we were live coming through this. Actually, I can just turn it on here. Start with the cricket. And I don't know whether it would sound better if we is that me? Okay,
yeah.
Somebody's looking at YouTube,
the replay, yeah.
and the Zoom link at the same time. Don't do that. I can get confused. Which one is me?
You gotta love technology sometimes, you know.
I'm loving it right now, especially leaf blowers. And so I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding my cricket. I mean, of all the things that you have trouble with, I'm having trouble with this cricket. I think the cricket can hear the leaf blower and say, I don't want any of that. So no crickets there. One more test with a cricket, and then we don't do anything with crickets here. Here we go. Let's open up the PowerPoint that actually says cricket. Now we're not going to do the exercise now. Things are I've got too many different modalities in front of me. I'm just going to run the cricket, cue the cricket, and I don't know if it makes sense to do that while the leaf blower's in the background. Can you hear the leaf blower?
No.
Okay. No. Okay.
No.
So I'm running the cricket now. Okay, so when the cricket is chirping, I'm going to hold my finger up.
I don't hear it.
I don't do anything, actually.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all, really.
Okay.
Silence.
So you heard Nothing.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Nice to know that. Okay. So what I am going to do is talk a little bit about what I wanted to do today. We're going to reorganize for next Saturday, I think. Let's take a look. Which is the 18th. And hopefully by then, no techno glitches. I had a rhythm for today, so I wanted us to go do another cricket meditation. But if you can't hear it on Zoom, that's going to pose a problem. Okay. StreamYard was what I was using before, and that's very clean and crisp regarding oh, please pardon me. I was supposed to do a screen share. Of course you can't hear it through my speakers. Let's try it again. Nope. Let's try this again. One of the things that's kind of frustrating about this is that if there are people who are on the live on YouTube call, I can't see them, I can't hear them. Okay, so now I'm sharing, and now I'm going to turn the cricket on now. Yes? No?
No,
No,
No.
See the lotus, but
the flower's there.
Hang on. Nothing?
no.
No,
Okay. So this is a complete bust.
there is a message here, Sharif. Maybe you want to listen to it.
I'm getting the message loud and clear, and I can't hear it. So so last time the whole idea of meditating with the cricket was being in nature. This time we were going to be aiming our holonic focus inside, that you are made up of literally billions of other beings who are living inside of you, who are you, who you can't live without, and we basically ignore. And so we were going to do some thinking and acting that would get us to be more conscious about that. And we're not going to do that. And so we'll do that next time. So, as I was saying earlier, the fact that we're not in the same room, we're not even in the same time zones, okay, affects holonic consciousness. The fact that many of us, well, actually, since I never hit record, many of us will get nothing. Um, um, but if I did, we would be looking at the recording at different times, meaning we are not in the same space, we're not in the same time, and I don't know. That's probably the most difficult circumstances we could have for trying to create a common and holonic consciousness. The folks who will do this easiest will be the People's Liberation Army in China, because they can just order 1 million people to say, okay, follow the bouncing ball here. We will have a bit more of a challenge in terms of doing that. And we have to find ways to overcome the challenge, and we have to find ways to not only overcome our challenge, but these new ones that are cropping up, you know, like busted links, etc., not hearing the sounds, etc., I think is going to be a problem. But we'll figure it out. Okay. Sorry for not having the act together here. I don't know if anybody else wants to or needs to say anything, and if so, we've got time. Robin, I can't hear you.
Unmute.
Another techno problem. Oh my God.
No, so there's 6 of us that we can see, but I think there may be 1 or 2 still on YouTube listening in. And I don't see any reason why we can't just take this moment to connect across time zones, across continents, wherever we are. You know, I mean, that's the whole point.
You mean just like connect people to people? Who are you and how are you, etc.?
No, I mean in the consciousness, in holonic consciousness, just connect.
Okay, so that would be 2 different things. We can do that informally, or I can turn the recording on. The recording part is about the recording and journaling part is going to be about half an hour. We can just go ahead and do it with the people who are here. And I see Mark's head nodding and your head. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and do it. Okay. I'm going to take another sip of tea. The leaf blowers are for these 2 buildings. So they're going up and down the street. And every time they start fading out that way, I start thinking, maybe they're gone. And then they come back this way. So let's will them down the street. Let me get my slides together here.
Sharif, I'm going to have people coming in this room in less than 30 minutes, so I may have to bail. So if I bail, it's because I don't want to have everybody hearing the loud group that crashes in.
Right. So actually, one of the things you can do, thanks for the warning, is to stop your video and mute your microphone, and you can still listen in, if you want to.
They're going to be talking around me. I don't have. I left my earbuds to connect to my computer. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm taking your time here.
No, it's all time. So let me start recording. Hang on. You've been hanging on. And so welcome everyone, and welcome to the slightly truncated second Holonic Consciousness Laboratory. I'm Sharif Abdullah, and we are going to go through what I intended to go through regarding a preamble to what I'm calling self as colony. So let's, without further ado, let me share my screen with you and go through a small presentation on ourselves. We consist of many different microbiomes, and microbiome means on your body and in your body, you've got beings living in you. You form a colony, and that colony has different characteristics. The biggest colony that you've got is in your gut. And right now, I want you to take your hands and put them on your gut. Okay. Right there, you've got something like 30 trillion beings under your hands. In addition to the gut biome, you also have a biome in your mouth. In addition to that, you also have beings living on your skin. For those of us who have vaginas, you have beings living in your vagina. Things can get interesting when you start mixing these up. I'm not going any further with that. And you've got, so average person has 10,000 different species on your body. You have eukaryotes, you have archaea, you have fungi, you have viruses, you've got bacteria. You are a living, walking, talking colony. In fact, the majority of you is not human. It's not human DNA. Or perhaps the way we look at it is that all humans are a colony. So your human cells are about 30 trillion, but 39 trillion, 60% of you are microbial cells. Your microbe to human cells is 10 to 1. Okay, so if they ever decide to have be a democracy, you get outvoted. Okay. And when you put your hands on your gut, you've got 4 to 5 pounds of microbes under your hand, just inside your gut. Now, when you look at this, you look at this either as a breaker or you look at this with Holonic consciousness. All of us have been taught to look at this as a breaker from the point of view of I am separate. Those microbes in my gut, first of all, I won't even admit that they're there, but they're not me. They're these foreign elements that if I think about it, I want to kill them. What do you do when you've got a stomach ache, when you've got something, or something where your biome is out of balance? You go in and you take some Pepto-Bismol and you kill all of them. It's like, get rid of them. Isn't that how we treat the rest of the world? Okay. Something is not going well in your in your garden, round up, just kill all the beings that are there and everything becomes better. So this breaker consciousness of I am separate, you don't stop with that when you come to the boundary of your skin. You keep going. It's all different. I'm not that. I am separate. So we call some of the microbes in our gut good. We call others bad. We call our own DNA good DNA, or trash DNA, junk DNA. You've heard these terms before. We know that E. coli is bad. We know that streptococcus is bad. And how can it be bad when it's you? There are no human beings on the planet that don't have streptococcus bacteria in their throats right now. So put your hand right on your throat. Put your hand right on your throat. This is great because I can see you doing it. And just say to yourself, right underneath my hand is streptococcus bacteria. What's it doing there? If it weren't good for you, you wouldn't have it. What strep throat is when the biome gets out of balance, when you get out of balance. So there's another way of us looking at this. This is a Holonic Consciousness Laboratory. So you will have the opportunity to talk to these elements of yourself. The Holonic Consciousness is we are one, that everything in you serves a greater purpose. And it's for the greater good, even though you, the conscious element of this colony, may not know what that greater good is. So, but once you accept we are one, we are one, we are one, we get to see things from a different perspective. So, we are going to have a conversation with this larger self. We're going to have a conversation with your colony self, all of your eukaryotes, all of your fungi, all of your bacteria, all of your viruses, and have them all moving as one. So let me not get here yet. I want you to get a writing implement. I want you to have some paper, pencil, pen, and I want you to write down something. And I am going to stop the share for a second. I want you to settle in. Some of you are walking, some of you are watching, some of you are doing other things. I want you to get settled in on yourself, okay? I'm using this opportunity to organize my deck here. Okay, so if we're ready, let me get started. And we've got 4 levels we're going to be going through. And we'll go through these relatively quickly. I will supply the questions for you to go through at your own pace. So this is just going to be a test run, but I really want you to think about the questions, and I want you to have your thoughts ready. And then we'll do a very quick debrief at the end. Okay. Okay. Deep breath. You don't have to to close your eyes, but you should be comfortable, and you should be centered. And I want you to be asking of your colony, all of the aspects of your colony, not just your gut biome, not just your mouth biome, not just your skin biome, but all parts of the beings that are living there. What would you like from me? What does the colony, what would the colony like from your center being? Okay, the next question. What don't you want from me? And that's going to be a pretty long list. You think about all of the foods that your biome does not want. All the things you put in your system that your biome does not want. All the things you think that your biome does not want. So the next question. What do you want to say to me? So if the biome was not in your gut, but sitting in the next chair, what would you want to hear? What would you want to have happen? And when you go into your own meditation, you can take whatever time you want with these, because we've got a shortened time window today. We're going to go ahead and move on. And ask, from your perspective, what is harmony and what is balance? Not from your head perspective, but from this perspective of your gut family, your skin family, your oral family. What would be harmony? What would be balance? And your next question is, what do you need from me to be more in balance and more in harmony? What does your colony need from the central switching station, which is you, to be more in balance and more in harmony? Okay. So now we are going to make some apologies to your colony, to the ones who live within you, to the ones that work tirelessly for you, and for whom you've never said thank you. I shouldn't say never. We think about our family, we think about our colony when it goes wrong, and then we start blaming it and start taking poisons to kill it. But I think there's some other things that we can do. First of all, I apologize for calling my colony or any part of my colony bad or wrong or evil. I guess I can throw disgusting in there too. I apologize to my colony for disrespecting you, which means I'm disrespecting us. I apologize for belittling my colony. I apologize for belittling you, which means I'm belittling us. And finally, I'm going to show some gratitude, which you may have never done to your microbiome. I thank each and every one of you, all 30 trillion of you, for doing our job. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be alive. We are each beautiful in our own way. We are in harmony. Our harmony may be oppositional. The way that a pair of scissors works by opposing it, the two blades oppose each other, but in that opposition, work gets done. And so that is another level of harmony. We can move in the same direction. We can also move in opposite directions and still be in harmony. That oppositional energy at times is very necessary. And when it's necessary, I am thankful that it's there. And as I'm looking at this larger self, the self that contains all 70 trillion of my cells here, I reach out to all of the other parts of my larger being, drawing them all into harmony and healing. I energize all aspects of my larger self, including those aspects that go beyond this body. And we'll talk about more of that at another point in time. Okay. Coming back to our center here. Let's get the gallery view here. So, questions, comments, thoughts, opinions, agreements and disagreements. John.
In the beginning of the questions, I think when you got to apologies, if I say I apologize, that's just me. If I ask my microbiomes for forgiveness, that gives them a responsibility to talk to me.
Right.
And I think that I need to hear from them whether they sense that I am truly apologetic for eating crappy food or lifting too much weights at the wrong time or doing what I've done to harm my microbiome. I need to hear that. Yes, I accept your forgiveness. And that takes a deeper level of consciousness than just say, I apologize.
Number one, yes. Number two, it may take several sessions, several meditations, thought sessions where you're sitting down with your microbiome saying, yeah, I ask your forgiveness. Am I forgiven? Now, the other thing that does is it makes it currently active, okay? So let's say you go to 7-Eleven and have a chili cheese dog, okay? I would not recommend that for anyone under any circumstances. But let's say that that's your thing and you do it. And you ask for forgiveness when your microbiome rebels, and then the next day you do it again. How serious was the asking of forgiveness if you're doing it again and again? And this is what the whole climate change thing looks like to me. Where you get all the folks in the suits that go to these climate change conferences, and they're saying, "Oh, we're so sorry for destroying the planet," and then we'll come back next year and we'll be sorry again, but we're not going to change our behavior at all. So, not only apologizing but asking for forgiveness has an implication that I'm changing behavior.
Yeah.
So yeah, good point.
You must take action, or it's phony.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard when we love a chili dog. It's hard.
Yes, you have to supplant something else that you love.
Kiss your best friend.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. The other, I love potato chips, and I don't eat them that often. And when I do, I eat a good, high quality organic potato chip. Okay, and the other day, I had like right there. I was working at night, and I had a bowl of potato chips, and I was putting them in my mouth slower and slower, and I got halfway through the bowl and I had to put the potato chip down. And I was like, the one that's talking to you right now, was saying, I want these potato chips. And my hand was just like not going for it. And they sat on my desk for that the rest of that night. And the next morning I got up, picked up the bowl, and threw it in the trash. And this one, the one that's talking to you, is like, you're throwing away potato chips? I don't know why, but I think, as I've been thinking about this whole idea of me being a colony, I think the colony is getting its messages through to me in a better way. So yeah. This should be a two-way street. Other questions or comments or thoughts on this? Robin. Turn yours.
I like to think in terms of every one of these parts of me having different frequencies, and that way I can like feel it coming into being a symphony or an orchestra or something, as opposed to that part and that part and that part. It blends. Right. And it's really interesting that you say that. I think about a symphony orchestra, and they have a conductor. Now, the conductor is not, the only sound that they make is the tapping when they tap their baton on to get people's attention, and then everybody else makes a sound except for them. Now, they have to hear everything. They have to tell the trumpets not so loud. They have to, get the piccolo to bring it up or whatever, like they're the ones that have to weave the sound together. And perhaps as we are exploring holonic consciousness, our consciousness becomes more of a conductor, more of a facilitator, and not a ruler, not a tyrant, not it's my way or I break out the Pepto-Bismol, and the conductor has to have the entire orchestra's signature, okay, and you got to and you got to work at it, and I could keep talking, but I won't. Other questions or comments or thoughts? Mark.
Yeah, the idea, just to play on that analogy a little bit more of the symphony. When I think of the conductor, I think of the one who is really trying to get the essence of what this musical piece is. And so the conductor is lifting up the piccolos or slowing down or calming down the bass section or whatever, because there is an essence that is trying to be communicated from the conductor to the orchestra and from each individual musician through their instrument out. And so for me, it's how do I access this symphony, but how do I access the essence of the piece that wants to be played in this moment through me or through others as well. So really it's, I'm trying to fine tune my listening and my presence so I can tune into that essence. And you were describing that, I think, when you said, hey, part of me wanted to reach for more potato chips, but the other part was saying, no, you were accessing that in some way, and maybe your conscious efforts to do more meditation or get quiet or still or whatever that might be for you, but that's what it is for me. Can I just kind of tune out the external so I can hear the essence?
Yes, and that's reminding me of two stories. These are different kinds of conductors. These are two film directors. One of them being Clint Eastwood, and he has directed some pretty amazing stuff, Academy Award winning stuff that, and his thing is, I don't even want to do two takes of a scene. I want to do one. And if you get the right people in the room, and if they've read the script, they know what to do. I'm just running the camera. I'm going to tell them where the camera is. And then he doesn't say action. He just says, okay, camera's on. And then and then when they're done, say, okay, I'm turning the camera off. And it's done. And he says, if I can't trust the people to do what they're there to do, I got the wrong people. If you can't trust the microbes in your gut to do the right thing, then you may have the wrong microbes. The opposite of that was Roman Polanski, okay, who controlled everything. He wants to tell every single microbe what to do. And there's a very famous scene in the movie Chinatown. I don't know if you've seen Chinatown. It's a rough movie to see, but I think it's one of the best movies ever made. He knows what he's doing, but he does it a different way. Faye Dunaway was saying, they were setting the scene up, they were taking too long. She said she had to go to the bathroom. He said, no, you can't leave the set. You have to sit in that seat. And she wound up urinating in a coffee cup that was that was part of the scene of the movie. And they got into an argument, and he was berating her, and she took the coffee cup and threw it in his face. Now, despite that, they had an Academy Award winning movie, okay? But this is where you take the Pepto-Bismol, you take the Imodium, you go ahead and kill your biome, and your biome then fights back, and your biome generally gets to win, okay? Because it's how you eat. And so our challenge is, how do we do it the other way? How do we invite into our biome when we eat our yogurt, when we eat the other things that feed our system? And this is interesting again for me. I've said that I don't eat red meat. Well, that's not entirely true. Once every 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I'll have a meal that consists of red meat. I usually get the highest quality I can. I usually get buffalo or something like that, and I eat it. I don't know why, except that I need whatever that buffalo's got in it in my system. I don't need to eat it every day. I don't even need to eat it every week or every month, but somewhere around 6 or 8 weeks, it's like, oh, it's time for my red meat meal. When I'm telling myself that with my head, I'm not really hearing it. When I'm listening with my entire being, I get it. I think we've talked about the women primarily down south, when they get pregnant, they eat dirt. They go in the backyard with a spoon. And they dig into that red clay and they stick it in their mouth and chew it around and they swallow it down with some water. And they will say before they get pregnant, oh, that's disgusting, that's nasty, I will never do anything like that. And when they get pregnant, they head to the backyard with a spoon. Whatever they need, it's in that clay. Robin.
Reminds me of what John was saying about hearing the crickets, and that exercise is very much about discerning which sound is the cricket. At first, I didn't get what I was supposed to be listening to, and then I went, oh, there it is. Not only that, but also discerning when it stops. And
Yes,
for me, I was forgetting to take an in-breath, it's like, oh, wait, it stopped. So it's a good practice, I think, for getting more discerning.
Yep. Yeah, and the cricket is great because you do get off the beat, and the cricket's not going off the beat to mess with your head. The cricket cares nothing about your head. The cricket is doing the cricket's thing and getting on the beat and getting off the beat and then getting back on, I think is just really a good exercise. I'm very proud of my cricket. So anything else we want to say before I sign off here? I am going to thank you for talking me into doing this, because I think this is a really, really good use of our time. Yes.
I didn't have time to write down the questions, but I guess I can see it on the recording. Just the last two slides were too fast for my writing skills.
Right.
I just do it on the recording.
I will my first thought was, oh yeah, I'll just send you the slides. You can copy it right off the slides. But I don't want to, I want you to do something. And Robin already asked for the cricket, and I gave her the cricket. But I want you to do something. I want you to do this exercise live with other people. Okay. So I will give you the slides if you will do the exercise live with someone else, with a couple of someone else's. I'll give you more information on that later. And so, yes, if you want the slides, I will give them to you. And for everyone I can see right now, you all want the slides? Yes, 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 yes. No? Does anybody not want the slide? Okay, everybody gets the slides. But I want you to do this. I want you to walk through the questions with another person. We need to move this to larger and larger audiences, and this is the way to do it. Okay, so thank you, and I will talk to you at another point in time. And I just stopped the recording. So thank you. I think we salvaged a really good day out of this. I'm still on track here, and I will thank those of you who were watching on YouTube. Thank you also. You're still there, and we will meet again next Saturday. I will put brand new links out. I have no idea why the link didn't work this time. we'll just do it all over again. It didn't work this time because it wasn't supposed to. Okay, so thank you. I will talk to you all at another point. Talk to you later.